Hi, welcome to Play On, the show where we talk about video games. My name is Jack Lonergan.
Derek Smith.
Gianna Vella.
All right, it's been a little bit, so let's just hop right into it. First game we're going to talk about came out relatively recently is Pokemon Legends Arceus. When I first played it, everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's Breath of the Wild again." It's a bit annoying that every open world game nowadays is being compared to Breath of the Wild, but let's go past that. It's a Pokemon game that a lot of people have been asking for, where you're running around and just like directly catching the Pokemon yourselves. A lot of the mainstay Pokemon mechanics are kind of toned down a little bit. It's a lot more focused on exploring the world, collecting resources, catching those Pokemon, filling out the Pokédex. That's also a major aspect of it that was changed. Have any of you two been looking into it or playing it at all?
No.
I haven't played it, but
I've heard about it.
Yeah, heard about it. Yeah.
My favorite mechanic are the new Pokeballs that they made. You have your standard Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball, stuff like that. But you also have heavier versions of Pokeballs where, they're super heavy. Like, they only go so far when you throw them. But if you manage to catch a Pokemon without them looking, it has a really enhanced catch rate. And they're also the Jet Balls, where they have the same standard catch rate, but they fly super far, so you can make like long-range snipes to catch your Pokemon. It's a really fun time. My only gripe with it is that the battle mechanics are changed a lot. Instead of making your turns at the same time and then watching it play out, it's more like chess, where you're each taking your own individual turn. So if a battle starts, you each send out a Pokemon, the opponent can just make a move, one-shot your Pokemon, and then there's nothing you can do about it. So if it had the same battle mechanics as the original games, I would like it a lot more. But there aren't many trainer battles in the game to begin with, so it's not really like a main part of it. Like when it happens, it's annoying, but all the other strengths of the game are really good. And speaking of strengths of the game, one that is definitely not are the graphics. It's a Switch game. It's a tablet from 2015. It can't really handle graphics well. So it's kind of hard to stay immersed when a Pokemon will suddenly spawn into existence 20 feet away from you, or you're walking towards a mountain and suddenly a boulder that wasn't there before just pops into existence. If you're looking for a pretty game, it's not the one you're going to find, but if you like Pokemon, just like the concept of it, I think you'll like Legends Arceus. All right, moving on to the next game. It came out the tail end of last year. Is Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I know you're a fan of this one.
My brother is, yeah. He's watching videos on this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, came out last year, pretty sure.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of new animatronics in the game, such as like a fox. I mean, there was already a fox, but like a wolf.
Yeah.
Gator. I don't exactly know their names. But
I know we have returning favorites with Freddy and Chica.
Yes.
Those are classic characters.
Although they did make Chica white this time.
They did do that.
Which wasn't very good. But I honestly like how it's like more like walk around type.
Very open.
Very open. It's not just stuck in one room waiting for them to come at you. Or I like when you can go into Freddy.
Yeah.
Like you can be Freddy.
I mean, it's already a perfect game. You just are Freddy.
You just are Freddy.
I know, isn't the game only one night?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, but there are multiple hidden ways to end the night.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, different endings.
Mm-hmm.
Very many.
I guess it's similar to the original game where you can like do the original night and then there's like a bonus night and like a custom night or whatever.
Yeah.
I suppose like playing through the game and getting multiple endings is similar to it in that way, but it's still basically one night, right?
Yeah.
The developers didn't even read the name of the game.
No.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe it. Unplayable.
It's really funny to point and laugh at all the glitches in the
Maybe
game.
it is
Yeah.
just First Night at Freddy's.
We're
Why
going to
not?
get
One night of
4 more
flunkies.
games exactly like it. I think everything about Five Nights at Freddy's, not even this game in particular, just the entire series, everything about it is interesting except the gameplay. Because I feel like, I know this game in particular is developed by a different person or a different group of people than the other ones. And they had a lot of really cool ideas. They just kind of missed the mark on a lot of it. I know in the original version, after you reach the end of it, right, you have the option to go and do like different endings. In the original version of the game, if you died past that point, you were sent all the way back there. So if you did like 3 hours of progress and you got caught by one animatronic, boom, all that progress is gone.
Yeah.
And I think in more recent versions of the game, then they're adding save points back to that. So that's really important. I just feel like it definitely needed a lot more time in the oven. If this came out like a year later, then they would have had time to really polish it, make it something a lot more special. But, you know, like I just said, it's all interesting to me except the gameplay. So I couldn't care either less. It's funny to look at.
I did, however, enjoy the when you could run around in the ball pit.
Oh yeah,
That was interesting how they switched the animatronic's face.
Yeah.
The night one kind of creeped me out. They both kind of creeped me out, but
Yeah.
It was fun to watch. I mean, it was obviously be scary if you're being chased in a playground.
Yeah.
But it looked fun, like seeing all the colors they put in.
Like the animatronic switches between like the sun face and the moon face.
Yes.
It's really interesting when they introduce an animatronic that's not trying to kill you, right? Because they're all like haunted children or whatever. So I wonder what the deal with that one is. Like, what's his motivation? You know? I'll just have Matt Pat answer that one for me. I know he's a smart one. All right, so those are some of the newer games that come out recently. So we'll talk about some older games that we all like. One for me personally is Hollow Knight. That came out about 5 years ago, and it's similar to Metroid, or when you're just like you have a big open area for you to explore, and you're constantly collecting new upgrades and new power-ups to just like make your Hollow Knight just way more strong, so you can take down stronger enemies. It's really, like I said, it's really open. There is like one point where you need to go, but there's so many different like intertwining paths where you can really choose which direction you want to take. It's really cool in that regard. You two, any look into Hollow Knight ever?
No, not really.
Really?
Never heard
Yeah.
of it.
Really?
I've
Yeah.
heard of it. I have friends who play it, but I'm not too into it.
No,
It's
never
really
heard of it.
cool. I mean, you two are in the prime position to play. It's really cool when you go in blind, without knowing anything about it. It's just like a really, really nice experience. That one also has multiple different endings you can find. Once you reach like the initial point where you can like, okay, I can beat the game right now, it'll give you like a percentage number telling you how much of the game you have left to beat. Like when I got to the final boss, it still said I had 30% left of the game to explore. So if you just want like a value package where it's an indie game, so it's going to be like $20, you pay that and you get like easily, you could get up to 100 hours of gameplay experience if you explore every little nook and cranny of the game.
What do you play it on?
You could get it on Switch, you can get it on Steam, you could get it on, I think, every major platform, honestly. It's really cool that you can get it on anything like that.
Stream Deck.
Yeah, that did come out recently, right? The Steam Deck?
Oh yeah, the Steam Deck. The Valve. I'm not sure if it's come out recently, but it's something that I'm looking forward to.
I heard you can play a lot of emulators on it.
Yeah.
So I think that might be like a major reason why people will buy it. Like, oh, I can play Mario Sunshine on this finally. That looks cool. All right, moving on to another classic game. This one, I feel like it went through a phase where it was super popular initially. Then everyone started hating on it for being popular.
And everyone loved it again.
Yeah, and the game we're talking about is Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Yep.
Fortnite Battle Royale.
Yeah, Fortnite. Everyone loves Fortnite.
Everybody has to love Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
I personally do play Fortnite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of embarrassing how much I play. I play with a little group of friends, but they've also now made, or it was like last month, they made private games.
Oh, really?
So like you could make a private game, give it your
Mhm.
friends the code, and there wouldn't be other people in it.
That's
So,
that's
like,
cool.
It's pretty much kind of like creative, honestly, or playground.
Yeah.
But personally, I was upset because I couldn't get enough V-Bucks, but they had Cobra Kai characters.
Nice.
Yes, and I wanted Robbie so bad.
Like, that's the thing about Fortnite. Unironically, I think it's like a better crossover game than like Super Smash Bros. There's so many like different franchises and like real life people in the game. Like they put The Rock in there.
The Rock looks amazing in
They
there.
did it better.
He's like sick. He's tall too in that game.
They put The Rock in Fortnite.
They did it
They
better
put Tom Holland in Fortnite.
than,
They did?
Jump Force.
It looks exactly like him.
Oh my god.
They
Didn't
put
they have
Zendaya in
Zendaya as
Fortnite?
like 2 skins too?
They
Like-
put Zendaya in Fortnite.
It's so crazy. I can
I'm
play.
pretty sure they put Ryan Reynolds in Fortnite.
Oh my god. You can you
Everyone.
can open up Fortnite and default dance as Naruto. Like you can't get that anywhere else.
Can't even get that in Jump Force, the biggest anime crossover game ever.
Mm-hmm.
That is, I think the server shut down already.
They shut it. You can no longer purchase it digitally.
Yeah.
I know they have a whole. They had a whole Avengers battle pass.
Mm-hmm. I might be like mishearing something, but can you watch like full-length movies in Fortnite?
You can.
That's-
Party Royale. They're not like name brand movies,
Mm-hmm.
but they are like small creators.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite is so weird.
It is,
Yeah.
but
It's
it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Moving on to what I said initially about Fortnite, where it was popular at the beginning, got less popular, and got popular again. We're just going to talk about some more popular games out there. Everyone loves Among Us, right? Who doesn't love Among Us?
I
That is
love
always sus.
Among
That's
Us.
all I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, that's not all I have to say.
When Among Us started getting really popular, I thought it was like a really cool thing because it initially started picking up traction around August of 2020.
Yeah.
So a few months into the pandemic where everyone was kind of like isolated, it was really cool to have a game where talking with other people was the main gameplay aspect of it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they now have like made it online.
I mean, it's always been online. You can always play
yes,
with random
but, like,
people online.
They
But
made it like you had to sign in, or
Yeah, like have an
Mhm.
account.
you have
and
to
all
have an
that.
account, and you have to like. It's kind of like a Fortnite thing. Like we were just talking
Yeah.
about, they have like a little battle pass or something.
They
Where you
do.
collect
Yeah.
points in Among Us, and you get like
yeah, costumes.
costumes,
Uh-huh.
you get towels.
Mhm. I think if you have like a group of 9 other people and play the game seriously, I think Among Us is so fun.
Yeah.
But as soon as one person goes, when the imposter is sus,
That's when you leave.
yeah, that's when you leave. That's when the game no longer becomes
That's when you
fun.
alt F4 right there.
Or they just go, I think it's you, because I don't know.
Yeah, when they don't even try,
Or
you just
access.
do whatever. It's definitely like it relies on the people you play it with. If you're
Yeah.
playing with like random people online, you can only communicate through the chat. Then it's
Or-
really like it's really
Limited.
one-dimensional,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of just like, oh, whatever. I'll just say it's this guy. Honestly, the most fun I've had in random lobbies was when I went with my friends into a public lobby, and we just we just found out who the imposters were and just like messed with people, like made them have the least amount of fun possible. Just
Aw.
Of course.
I mean, it's funny for our end. We didn't do it for a long time because I know it's really not fun for the other people.
Yeah.
But it just
Don't
goes
go
to
into random lobbies.
yeah, it just goes to show that you have to play the game in a very particular way to get like the max amount of enjoyment out of it.
I personally wish they would add more mods to it.
Yeah.
Like I've seen mods
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube. I've seen, mods on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
of like a bunch of mods, like YouTubers, TikTokers, Karens.
Yeah, I saw people make
Food.
like their own custom maps for the game.
Exactly.
And their own
Oh,
custom
yeah.
game modes.
And
I
just
know
want
right
some-
now they're working on a hide and seek game mode directly in the game.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm. really cool when they give back to the community like that. When they recognize that, okay, this is a good idea and we'll implement it. And they don't just shut it down, like, no, you're ruining our games. They don't mess with the code. It's really cool that they appreciate that.
Yeah.
Another game that heavily relies on its community is Friday Night Funkin'. This is a game that's gained a lot of traction over the last year. Notorious for being a rhythm game that rhythm gamers do not like.
Yep.
If you are a hardcore rhythm gamer, Friday
not
Night
play this
Funkin',
game.
yeah, it's not going to have all the in-depth mechanics that you enjoy out of something like Stepmania or Osu or even like Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah.
But it's mainly for like the fun of it. It's a cartoon, right? It's like the music is contextualized as a rap battle, so it's a bit more engaging on that aspect.
I can't rap.
But the main aspect that really made it popular is that it's super easy to mod. So if you can make decent enough music and decent enough artwork, you can make your own rap battle game.
Some of it isn't even music. Like, if you hear some of these mods, they're just, like, not even that good.
Over the past year, like, I wouldn't call myself in the community necessarily, but I have been playing some of the more popular mods, some of the more unpopular mods,
Yeah.
and, like, giving it a try. And from my impression, a lot of people focus on the gameplay more when like they're making the song and they're thinking like, oh, how is this gonna play out? How is someone gonna play this? And I know that's something that like actual rhythm game composers have to keep in mind, but that's the thing that like some of these modders only keep in mind. So it's just like spamming as many notes as you can as fast as you can. And while it might be a difficult gameplay experience, maybe even fun, it might not sound good. And I think that's the main thing with rhythm games. Like, I prefer an easier chart to play that is like a better song over a worse song that is more like engaging to play from like a gameplay perspective. Also, it's crazy to me that I'd look at some of these projects and like they'd be made by like one 13-year-old and have great music and visuals. Like, I didn't even know that some people were that talented on the internet.
Not even on the internet, just in general.
Yeah, it's super impressive. It's one of those games where it's super popular. People are going to hate on it. It's basically impossible to get everyone to like one thing. There are going to be haters. The main shtick with Friday Night Funkin' is that the music is like it sounds like it's sung by an actual person, but they're not actual words. It's just like generic vowels and sounds that are like auto-tuned.
I forget what the word is for it, but it's like a like Vocaloid. It's like a word similar to that. I forget what it's called.
If you ever listen to a Hatsune Miku song, it'll be like that. But like different. Friday Night Funkin' also has huge inspiration from Newgrounds. So if you played a lot of Flash games on your web browser in 2008 or whatever, then this might invoke a little bit of nostalgia for that era.
They got Pico from, what is it, like Pico School or something?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would say don't engage with the community if you want to try out this game.
If you want to enjoy it.
Yeah, go into it, play it by yourself, maybe check out some of the mods, and then dip. Unless you just want to go headlong into the community and just like stay in there for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's pretty cool. I would recommend checking it out.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. This was announced today. Classic N64 game Glover is getting released on Steam. I think that's pretty crazy, because Glover was always one of those games where it never got re-released in any other fashion, at least to my knowledge. It was only a game where only like a small community of people really enjoyed it for what it was. But like the main issue that people are having with it right now is the company that's selling it. The company that's selling it on Steam are not the same people that originally made it. They're a company that buys intellectual properties and rights to other media and uses it for themselves. And typically that's fine, but what they're doing with Glover is something that they call commercial preservation, which is basically saying, no, 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 you don't want the original version of Glover. You want this version that's been tweaked and built from the ground up to work on the computer. And not everyone's going to want that. People are going to want the original to play to see like what happened with it, you know? And they're just not on board with that. They're like, oh, if you want that, then shouldn't that be preserved in like a museum? I think that's kind of dumb. It's like, oh, let's go to this museum and look at this video game cartridge.
Yeah, that's kind of
Wow.
stupid.
Yeah.
A piece of plastic.
That's a pretty fun game right there.
Wish I could play it.
Yeah. For me, like the point of this re-release to me is only for people that are like not experienced with emulation or don't want to, or just don't have like an N64 or don't want to shell out a bunch of money to get a working N64 with like a proper TV or an adapter or whatever. I think it should just be the original Glover, but made in a format that people can enjoy right now. Despite all of the issues surrounding it, Glover is still pretty funny. You know, you play as a little glove man and you walk around like this. It's a pretty funny time. All right, now that we're done with that, let's move on to some of the games that are coming out pretty soon. At least, hopefully. First, let's talk about Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Yeah.
Around this past week, Nintendo just put a demo for the game onto the Nintendo eShop without telling anyone. So people just looked on that page and was like, oh, there's a demo here. I haven't played it myself, but it looks pretty good, you know. We have a new version of King Dedede. We have to have that in every game. With the pretty recent Nintendo Direct, they showed the mouthful mode. I think it's really funny. You become the Kirby car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
If you haven't seen it, if you've ever seen Kirby swallow up an enemy and gain its power, it's like that, but it doesn't actually do any of the swallowing. He just has whatever object it is around his mouth, and he just gives up. So, okay, this is too big to swallow. I'm just gonna chill here. This truly is the Breath of the Wild of Kirby games.
Yeah.
It looks very 3D. I think it's the first like proper 3D Kirby game. So, like, if you're not counting like Kirby and the Crystal Shards for the Nintendo 64, where it's still a platform but it has 3D graphics, so it kind of counts. So that's going to be exciting. All right, next on our list is Breath of the Wild 2. I'll go over this pretty quickly because we still don't know a whole lot about it. The only thing I really want out of a Breath of the Wild 2 are more interesting areas. Places like Hyrule Castle in the original and side quests like Terrytown were super interesting, and I wish the game had more of those. Because a lot of the game is kind of just like an open, empty field, or just like mountain ranges with nothing in them except for like a major test of strength or two. I just wish they made it a bit more, just more engaging areas, I suppose. And not supposed to be super immersive, like you're in nature and in the world. But I think that gets kind of boring pretty quick.
I think they could have come up with like a more original name for that.
I mean, they're probably going to have some kind of tagline.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that turns out. Next, we have the Cuphead Delicious Last Course. It's like DLC, downloadable content. It's so funny.
It's a delicious last
I've seen
course.
a lot, like, of ads on this.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't clicked on many of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just more Cuphead. I recently played through and beat Cuphead again, and it's just a good game. Like, if it's just more of the good game, then that's great.
The show came out recently, right?
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was seeing.
And finally, I know you want to talk about this.
Oh,
We'll go
yeah.
over Lego Star Wars and the Skywalker Saga. Sorry.
Yeah. A way to like sort of cap off the Lego Star Wars series. Why not to put everything in one game, you know? So it'll have like the prequels, the original trilogy, and the godforsaken sequels. And basically like I'm excited for it because, you know, it's all this content in one game, and, you know, they're going to have, like, a bunch of new features and stuff, like force-sensitive players. Like, they have a lot of interactable objects all around them, more than, like, the original games and all that. It's, like, a pretty cool, like, thing that they haven't done before.
Wasn't
in
there
any
like a
other-
setting that turns off the voice acting? So you just have like general grunts and whatever, so it's more
Oh,
akin
yeah.
to the original games?
Yeah, I saw that.
Because that was like the charm for me when I played through Lego Star Wars. It was like the originals, but told in a more comedic sense, you know?
Oh.
And no voice acting really added to the charm. So while voice acting made it a bit more like standard for some people, it took away that aspect of charm for me. So you have that option if you'd like to play it.
Yeah. Also, I saw that the lightsaber combat in this game was sort of different.
Yeah, it's like actual combat now. It's not just press A to swing lightsaber.
Yeah.
There's like over the shoulder like laser mode. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I forget what I was gonna say. Yeah.
All right.
What do you play it on?
I think it's coming to every platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, I think that's it from us. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to the next Play On, and have a good one. See ya.